Good morning. I made sure I've got the mute button turned off now. So it has been an absolutely wonderful, beautiful, good morning. And I'll show you in a minute why. I am going to have a little bit of preamble to this session for the I'm Boundy Psychic Medium, bringing you the daily Lenormand card spread reading. Although it's Sunday and it's not a Lenormand deck, I'm using the Kipper deck. So there we go. And now I'm going to turn the volume off on my iPad because I've got it feeding into my ears. I'm checking that I have the Soulpreneur app up. Now, for those who are in my page, the rosboundy page and the mytimetv.live, you'll be able to click that link that hopefully is coming through in a moment if you want to join in with having the Soulpreneurs app. It's another social media type of platform, but just specifically for those soulpreneurs, people who really want to have something that's got more meaning behind what we're communicating with each other and that type of thing. Not to say that Facebook doesn't do that, but you know what I mean. Good morning, Nat. Lovely to have you here. So those links go to, yes, it's gone to the YouTube channel, the mytimetv.live and the rosboundy page for the Soulpreneurs app. I also do have an affiliate link for that if you want to join in with the full suite of programs, but that's just another thing. I don't want to plug anything for here. The Soulpreneurs app itself is free to use. So good morning to Michelle. Top of the morning to you. Absolutely, especially after yesterday morning. Absolutely loved it doing that workshop. So it was a really good session. And I will probably, well, here we go. This is what the result is of a vision board that I created. This is my idea, is keep it simple. So I did. There we go. And there's my, wrong side. There's my version of four-leaf clovers, not quite like Ciro Marchetti's. He's got beautiful artwork. Anyway, I have had a bit of a sleep in this morning, and I did have a bit of a then lay in until about 9 o'clock. And then once I'd actually hopped up and had the usual thing that you do in a morning shower and all that, ablutions, etc., 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 I did notice, oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm talented. Well, to me, that looks a bit plain, but it was to keep it simple as far as that, the vision, and keep it simple and focused. So that definitely was for me abundance. And it was that I noticed this morning as I went to, I was doing something and looked out my laundry window and there was a peach on the ground. So I thought, well, I'll go over and pick it up. And then I realised it had been eaten partly, but I don't think it was birds. They are netted. So I'm suspicious I've got mice. So I went and got the basket and I did go and harvest the lot. That was the other reason that I'm late. And here is that result. This is all that I have come from that tree. So and if I solo that, if you see that, I couldn't switch around that. No, I don't like the solo one. I like to see my little face. Then you know there's some person behind the voice. So you can see how many had been eaten, but look at that wonderful basket. They're not all completely fully ripe, but at least they're not going to get eaten and they will ripen up. 2 of them were ripe enough, and I thought, oh, yum. The ones that have been eaten, I'll see what can be saved from then. I have had one, and they are absolutely sweet, delicious, beautiful peaches. So that is what I was doing this morning until now, and here we are for the cards. Let's go over to them, and I know there's going to be a few that are on replay with this because it is such an odd time. By the time I got organised, we show up when we need to, and don't be too panicked by if things don't turn out quite as you want to or expect. Go with the flow of what is the natural rhythm of life. We're the ones who are constructing what is time. The natural realm of what Gaia Mother Earth has within its creation is not time bound. It's by season. It's by what is the natural flow. So give yourself the time and permission to rest today. Rejuvenate what is that inner soul self and bring it to happy things that you're going to do, because you'll see in a minute that I'm going to be doing more of that this morning as well. And yep, they really are yummy, Michelle. The beautiful gift of nature. That is the whole crop. It wasn't overabundant this year, but next year, who knows? It's going to have a little bit more trimming and pruning and better covering this the next time. And hi to Anne. What a beautiful sketch portrait. Oh, I love that. Did you do that yourself? Wonderful. And it's very much in tune with what I'm going to do later on as well. And Kay, good morning to you as well. So I'm going to shift over to the cards, but at the end of it, I'll show you what I've already got laid out here, or will be as well myself. So what we have, it is the Kipper deck, this beautiful deck that is Ciro Marchetti's the artist. He's gorgeous in what he does. This is the guidebook. I do use that for Kipper cards because I'm certainly not familiar with them. Oh, that should be down here now. So that is the guidebook. I will be using that. And what 3 cards we have, because it's a weekend, we like to shorten it a little bit. And do I shorten the time I take? No, but that's all right. Here we have thoughts, marriage, and adjudication. Very interesting combination, isn't it? Now, let's see what we're going to be reading as part of that right now. So let me go over to the cards. Oh, good morning, Lee. Nice to have you here as well. And I haven't got anyone else commenting over on the Soul Software, the Soulpreneurs app, but certainly if you want to click that link, if you're in my page or whatever, to try it out. If it asks for permission, apologies. I think there is a bit of a process for security, but I'd certainly for the next time you can join in that way. Oops, did the wrong thing. Oh, I was going to zoom in. Wrong button. But that's all right. We can be perfectly imperfect, can't we? I love being perfectly imperfect. Go with the flow. Now with thoughts, it's card number 16. And card number 16, thoughts, is, I hope you can actually hear me clearly. 16, thoughts. This card represents the thoughts of a man the questioner is interested in. So it is relevant for a man going by this. You can see that there's the woman in the background as an art piece. Relevant for you. And if you're the artist, well, it doesn't matter if you're not. It's beautiful. So his thoughts are positive. And there isn't the other cards that it's referencing here, as far as, because when you can combine cards, all decks like these, oh, hang on, where am I? So all decks cards tend to have relational meanings that change slightly if they're next to or touching or in alignment with another card. So that's why I'm referring to this. They are referencing other cards which are not present here. It's not touching card 30. We do have 30. So interesting thought. So it is a positive thinking in this one. So this card is perhaps Kipper's great gift. At last, a card directly addressing the thoughts and matters of the mind. So very interesting. Good. Thanks for that, Lee. Yeah, so you can hear well. And Wendy, good morning to you as well. And ignore the troll. So I'll be going back to deal with that. Please, if you have that in wherever you're doing your comments, do that. Hold the button and right click or whatever to report as spam and block and do whatever you feel is needed from your stream. Okay. So this card is generally positive. So thinking and thought, it's of the mind. Here we meet the artist in his studio, adrift in his vision. So you can see he seems to be a little bit away from it and struggling to realise his perfect portrait of a lady. So while traditionally called his thoughts, it may also represent the sitter's own concerns, preoccupations, and obsessions. So read the cards around this one to learn all his thoughts, which is what we're going to do right now. So it will generally be the main preoccupation, while the one below maybe, that's to do with where it sits in a different reading. So we've got the thoughts here being that, this is the main preoccupation. What is it? Let's see what the next card of marriage is going to tell us. So here we go. Whoops. And because it's my out, there you go. I've got the flat edge of the Apple Pencil done there now. So it's pointing to it. And marriage card number 3. So it's definitely a joining and a union. And it feels like it really is the cooperation and, getting together. That's just before I even read the meaning here. So, good morning, Shaz, and morning to everyone there. Good, thank you. And here, what's great about the Kipper is that we don't have to wait for the happy ending. This is a positive card. So 2 positive cards touching each other. So depicting an idyllic wedding in a fairy tale country church. It stands not only for a literal wedding when combined with adjudication. Well, how'd you be? There we have a literal wedding. So maybe you are actually going to a wedding today, or there's something that really has that happy union in your day to day, in whatever form that's going to take. So, wow, card 30, it is the one right next to it. Perfect matching of what is a sequence here. And any kind of close contractual relationship, such as a business partnership or a joint venture even. So it can also stand for an intimate friendship. And more abstractly, it can be a joining of forces. So some of you may have seen where I shared a post of, I think it was the ABC, put Becky Cole as one of their feature articles this morning. And in a reel, she was singing the song. Now I can't remember what it was called. And I did spend a little bit of time to listen to the words. I don't normally listen to songs. The lyrics have been the part that's mostly you cannot understand a lot of how people are singing it because it's all yelling, screaming and all that sort of stuff, or overwhelmed by the music. But this song was absolutely perfectly clear. The clarity of her message for me, and I nearly cried while I was listening to it, because we can so easily misunderstand people's purposes because we don't spend the time to get to know them. So here we have the perfect union of marriage coming into that space and place. Adjudication, it is something that's going to be a balancing act, a really nutting together as a joint partnership in whatever way it needs to be to gain that understanding. Perfect fit for what I've already experienced this morning and what may be for your day's progress today, since we're almost halfway through it now. So the adjudication is a neutral card, but I don't see it as challenging in this one. It says to somewhat challenging. Neutral just means it's part of what the message is. In some respect, it's, to me, I think I've already explained it, but I will give you the meaning from here. So we see the magistrate on his bench, the anxious couple before him awaiting his decision. So he will make a decision on your matter. It could be in your favour, but it could also be against you. So literally this card stands for minor government officials, bureaucrats, clerks, school boards, zoning boards, and other types of boards or professional advisors. So his decision could result in a fine or a fee, a permit issued or denied, the need to file, serve or be served documents, or it could be the finalisation of a small family matter. So he'll explain the process, from which comes a sense also of process server, therapist, arbitrator, or negotiator. It's solving an issue. It's giving a judgment. Adjudication is judgments, and it's being weighed up more specifically in front of another and asking advice. Well, effectively, we've gone there with asking the advice in some form of an official manner. So it represents someone you go to for the resolution of a disagreement or problem, or just something that you're querying that you really need. This is my interpretation, or something that you really need to query in regards to what is this joint ownership, partnership, marriage of your thoughts. So we have this story completing in being able to spend time with another to think through this and then come to a choice or decision, or have someone make it for us or give us wise counsel around that. So an absolutely wonderful reading. I am very impressed with how the cards have given us that advice for our day today. So, go and spend more of the joyful companionship that you can through the day with whoever you want to connect with, in that sense of marriage, of balance, of something more intimate than just going out to an event or things like that. There are going to be moments where you'll want to think through and come to an end result of whatever is decisions through the day today. It probably could be just a simple bit of, do we go to the beach or not? That sort of thing. But trust your inner self and the companion you're sharing with. Whatever you step into today, go with the flow of what your instinct is telling, your intuition and that connection with spirit, because that's what we're here for. Learning more about it, practicing more of it in connection with our guiding angels and spirits. Thank you from Wendy. Thank you so much for joining me at this very erratic time, but I thoroughly have enjoyed and loved sharing with you. Now, the other thing I was going to share with you, and I'll go back to the cards because this is part of what I might be doing again this afternoon. I still left this, there's my vision board paper, whatever. My vision is abundance, but look, I've still got my equipment out to do more. And underneath, of course, there is the paper book. I've got a big book there. So really, I've got a lot that I can do if I want to. Do something today that's going to touch your heart, give you joy and happiness, and calm that is, and it can be erratic thoughts. Bring calm to them in whatever way that you need to know that what choices you're making are going to bring you to that sense of centeredness, and what is for you going to be a relaxing and lovely day. So thank you, each and every one of you. And thank you, Michelle. We'll see you tomorrow. It should be closer to the 8 o'clock, definitely. And namaste until then. Bye for now.